Hey
Hey Tim.
everyone, welcome
Hey
to
Tim.
another scene in Living World of Darkness. This is going from the Mage venue.
Indeed
Today,
it is, Tim. Indeed it is.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Right
Today,
you are.
God damn it. Today's scene is going to be taking place in the kitchen where Cat's getting some motherfucking cup noodles.
And she's getting some side eye from Julie as she begins to heat up in the electrical kettle, heat up the water. She'll just look at the cup and she'll just like, you know, that is like shredded up Chinese newspapers and conservatives in that stuff. Like, can we have like, I can make noodles and stuff for you, like that shit you get in the supermarket that's like gross.
Is this going to make you feel better if you just make the noodles?
I was thinking of making a little, actually making lunch. I mean,
If this makes you feel better, I will throw away these noodles and you make your own noodles, and I will eat those noodles.
all right. Julie just nods, smiles, and begins to make food.
Tosses the old noodles, the ghetto noodles, because let's face it,
And just for the sake of convenience, Ava is sitting in the kitchen, curled up on like a chair. Looks rather uncomfortable, but hey, whatever. And she is reading a book. She kind of looks at the discussion between the two of them, but it's just, yeah. Not gonna comment on anything, just reading. Cup of coffee in front of her.
So, anyone see Nausicaa? Like, I don't know about you, but she seems to be taking a bit of a turn recently. I mean, I don't know if we want to do something about it or at least discuss it.
oh wait, who's Julie talking to?
I don't know. I presumed you?
Either. She's talking
Okay.
to the room. Both of you, but since no one answers, Julie will just look at you and go, "Don't speak
Cat,
all
Cat,
at once." Like,
Cat was straight up waiting for Ava to answer because she didn't want to talk over Ava.
Oh, I mean, Ava kind of presumed that since the two of them were obviously in conversation, so there's a really awkward silence between and finally Ava looks up from her book and looks at the two of them. Were you talking to me?
well, we haven't really talked about it, but yeah, I mean, you were both there. You saw her going not crazy, but stranger than normal. I think it warrants at least a discussion, right?
And it's at that exact moment that a tiny black cat sort of comes just running into the kitchen and like slides across the floor because not very good at catching on its own paws yet. And just a couple of seconds later, there is a Grace chasing after this cat.
Cat perks up, wonders, realizes it's Widow. Sigh of
Willow.
relief.
Willow, not Widow.
No, I said Willow.
Oh, they said Widow. I'm like, wait a minute.
No, no, no.
All right.
Would be an awesome name for a cat, though.
It might have
Brillo.
been.
Widow.
Yeah, and she just kind of she's like kind of bolts in there, and she's just staring down at this kitten. And so kind of give an absent-minded wave to the three of you guys as she heads over, because she's pretty sure that the kitten is not going to come to her right this minute. So she's going to kind of make it an offer that she can't refuse. he can't refuse, I should say, and heads to the refrigerator to get out some of the milk that Boris keeps around for her. Not just for her, but that he said she could use. And she makes a bowl she pours up some milk in a bowl, and walks over and sets it down directly in front of her, and she sits on the floor waiting for the kitten to come over. Sorry if I interrupted something. Keep talking. And she kind of looks at you guys.
Oh, no one is talking, so I don't know. Did I miss something? Is something wrong or what?
Me?
No, she looks at Ava and Kat. She says that.
Look,
I'll set up in Mage dice roller.
As the lying starts.
Yeah.
That awkward moment where the character of manipulation 4 isn't gonna lie. Yeah, she's just gonna say, look, I don't know too much about what went down, but I do know that gods tend to show their disfavor in very odd ways. It's happened to me before.
Yeah, but there are certain signs you shouldn't ignore. Not ever. Things like sudden and very, very violent shifts in people's personalities. Going from just being weird to being downright paranoid.
I think I always has had a paranoid streak.
Not this intense.
I agree.
I haven't seen her in a couple of days. What happened?
She had a backlash, I think. Well, that's what Ava said. So.
Yeah, she has difficulties accepting that she made errors. I mean, all in all, this is not outside of Nausicaa's emotional range. I agree, it's a bit, how to put it, intense.
Intense. I don't know. For me, it was a little bit more than just intense, but like she was making some accusations and shit. Like, it's not every day I see. That's just my 2 cents. Like, well, she's probably not going to accept anything, and she's not going to listen to any of us trying to convince her that there might be a problem, but I'm worried. I'm a bit worried. I gotta say.
What makes you
She's
say
been
that
doing
she's
some.
not listening to anyone?
Well, she's doing some really impressive things. From what I understand, the more impressive shit you do, the potential for the backlash and, well, strength of that backlash is increased, right?
The bigger feat of magic you're trying to take, well, the bigger the risk indeed. And that is exactly what I think has happened. And after the two of you left, I've sat down and talked to her. She is... No. Yeah, and now he's lie again. She's agreed to let me help her somewhat, which I have done. I haven't really spoken to her since, so I don't know if it still works, but it's an adaptation of the mind circle magic that I do that protects someone's mind from outside influences.
But How would that work if it's herself
Like I said, I
being
tweaked it somewhat.
tweaked? It. Well, that's.
I've
Well,
made an adaptation to it.
well, it's better than nothing, I suppose. I mean, I'm not gonna look. I don't know exactly what she's going through. I don't know, but it's just it would be kind of shitty of us not to at least just keep an eye on like how she's doing and stuff. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
I'm doing what I can.
Right. Well, that's yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I don't know if it'll do any good, but I'll try to check in on her too. I haven't even seen it yet, so. And by now, the kitten has sort of made its way towards the milk. And as soon as the kitten's close enough, she kind of picks it up and puts it in her lap really quick. Still let her, let him drink, but it's kind of like, haha, I win,
If everyone who wishes to check up on her, would you mind letting me know what happened, how she behaved?
I think that's required. Maybe we shouldn't do that.
Well, it's your own decision after all, but
I mean,
to see if the magic that I've performed on her, if it has any effect or if it needs some more fine-tuning, I could just go by my own observations, but it would be helpful to have
I'm
input
just
from
saying.
others.
I'm just saying that any going behind her back and reporting on having any sort of looking at how she responds to things is probably not going to help if she's in a paranoid state already. Just saying.
I am gonna say, me and her talked last night. She's calmed down quite a bit. Um, that being said, though, I feel like I specifically shouldn't do that course of action.
Something go down?
And we're cool now, but yeah.
If you don't think you're the right, maybe if you don't think that it's going to help, then, I mean, that's up to you. Like, I can't make that call for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not asking for you guys to spy on her like that or to give me a full exchange of what you've discussed, but just if there's something that you notice, like what you just said, that she seems to be calmed down, that already, to me, that implies that something that I did worked, so that's helpful.
Just a quick question. Does she know that you did something to her?
Yes, I had to hypnotize her.
Oh, okay. Okay, so she does know. All right.
Yes.
Okay, that's. I was just worried there for a second.
When it comes to the magic that I do best, that influences your mind, I really prefer and will always try not to do this behind your backs, especially not when you're involved.
I'm just saying that we kind of need to consider certain things, given the fact that she might be a little bit more paranoid than normal.
This is not about her per se. You're not paranoid, neither is Kat or Grace. I wouldn't go rummaging inside your minds either. It's simply
Well, if there are cops around, I get a little bit
privacy.
annoyed, but that's about it.
I'm sure no matter how you feel, you would not appreciate me going through your mind or toying with it.
Of course not. I think we've kind of established that I don't like that already.
I think we've established, honestly, that I don't know anybody who wants you messing with their head. Not without, like, permission of some variety.
Exactly.
Well, you already kind of did, so I thought that would be self-explanatory, but fine.
Right. Are you gonna bring up our every mistake again, Julie?
Wait, well, no, that wasn't. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. It was just
What
comment.
did you mean?
I don't know.
Because I wasn't sure who you were talking to, and I don't have the mind capabilities like Abba does.
Forget I said anything. Okay, that was stupid comment. Like I shouldn't have said that.
No, if you have something to say, you should say it.
Well, I just did, but
We don't know what you meant.
well, Ava does. It doesn't matter.
Ah, so
Exactly what
it's
it means.
so it was okay, implying to the thing that. Never mind. That was just really confusing. First
I
it's
will
yes, then it's no, then
explain.
it's yes. It's okay. I don't have to know.
No, it's fine. I don't mind.
Oh, see, that's probably just as well because I was about to have to roll curiosity. So she'll wait and let you speak.
Once found, well, sort of found a magical item that we had to bring to the bookstore owner down the street.
You mean the asshole?
Yeah.
And we did some investigations on it, and I misunderstood something that Julie said. And because of that, I got caught up in this magical item, which wanted me to go away from this place. Julie tried to stop me, grabbed me, didn't want to let me go,
Well,
and since I wasn't strong enough to fight her off, I basically lost her mind. And then I left.
the quick thing. It was from the item itself. It was quite clear that it was not healthy to do what you were intending to do. So, and it had something to do with death. That's why I got a little, nervous.
I'm sorry, was I unclear about me failing there?
The what now?
I will make sure, Kat, Grace, I'm a human being. I make mistakes. I misheard something, and yes, I got wrapped up in this item that was bad news.
No, I just I never intended to harm you. That was my point.
You grabbed hold of me.
Yeah, but
Yes.
it wasn't meant
And
to
at
harm you.
that point, and in that time, I fought back the only way that I could. And
Yeah,
that was
and
wrong.
I'm trying to say I'm sorry about that.
And I have also apologized. Yet you were the one bringing the situation up, and now I explain it to both Kat and Grace, who were not present at the time.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you for the explanation. As Grace tries to head off this train wreck.
Oh, the wonders of train wrecks.
But if I remember right, you're talking about Nazca right now, yeah?
Nope. Well, yeah, we should be. Honestly.
I mean, we're talking about Nazca right now, right? Looks at Grace. Not looks at Grace, looks at Ava.
Yes. We got sidetracked from that when I explained that I would not use mind magic on someone if I could prevent. If I. Blah, 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 that I would not use mind magic on them without their permission. On which Yuri said that I did in the past. And then I had to explain what I did.
Of course, yeah. So
Now we can go back to Nausicaa again. Yes.
Yeah, like I don't know too much about these backlashes, but I'm guessing it just varies a lot. What in general what happens, right?
Has any of you ever attempted to do a ritual?
No.
I did a couple of times.
Well, I helped you in the car, right?
Yes. Yes, you did.
Well, I tried to, but
Mhm.
you know.
It is something that requires a long period of using magic while we build up, well, basically the energy to achieve our goals inside of us. And it's basically like, you're letting a bucket fill with water. Or perhaps a water balloon would be a better. Yeah, I think that would be a better analogy. So, when you fill a water balloon up with water, you keep filling it. You don't know exactly if the balloon is gonna keep hold of it, but you need a certain amount of water. That's basically what it's like to use or to do a ritual with magic. I think in Nausicaa's case, the balloon snapped before she could achieve what she was trying to achieve. That's basically what a backlash is. I've experienced it, well, once or twice as well.
Would that be the time that you thought everything was backwards?
Yes, exactly.
I have vivid memories of it. I mean, I've never got into a physical fight with somebody in this chantry, except that time.
It's we never quite know how the things we do manifest, but usually it's tied to what we were trying to achieve. So Nausicaa trying to do something with the folding of space, as she calls it, and her backlash resulting into not being able to stick to her space, basically, like space being distorted around her, makes sense. I was attempting something with mind magic, and I'm trying to remember exactly what, because out of character I have no clue anymore. But I think I was trying to get in a mind of the past. So hence me messing up my own mind. Rituals are dangerous, but sometimes you just have to do what you have to do. They usually take up, like I said, several hours.
I remember that too. How long was I out of it?
Yes. The mind circle that I performed on you, that did indeed take a few hours.
Yeah. Good thing I didn't have any plans or even a job yet.
Mm.
Um, right. So
So we're good with all of this. Like for now, we just keep it cool and try to
Well, what would you want to do against it?
I don't
I
know.
think she's
Have an
just confirming.
intervention. I don't know.
I
From
think
what
she
I
was just.
go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say. I think she was just confirming that we all on the same page here and we all cool with what's up.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
Then I
No,
misunderstood. I thought you wanted to have some sort of a plan. I don't have any. 'Cause I don't know how to.
yo, Ava, we get it. You're doing the best you can. We appreciate that.
Right. I wish I could do more. I think that's why I'm a little frustrated.
That's fair. I think everybody here gets the idea of being frustrated. But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll just kind of keep an eye on her and that's about it. I mean, I don't know what else we can do. If anything too weird comes up, obviously we should like tell someone else, but
Yeah. I mean, most of it is just kind of.
I could perhaps ask around in the Order of Hermes if anyone has ever experienced situations like this before. See if
why
they
not?
could give us some advice. After all, Nausicaa is also a part of their order, so.
Yeah, definitely. Why shouldn't you?
Because it feels like.
Telling someone else's secret?
Yes.
Then I guess the question is, does it feel like something that all right, sometimes you have to make a decision based on what is best for someone, which may or may not go against what they might normally want. But if it's for the best for them, maybe it has to happen. Like imagine a doctor who is worried about well, I'll just say in my case, because this is something I can associate with. You work magically with the mind. Well, I kind of deal with the mind in a much more scientific sort of way. And I deal with people, or I have dealt with people, who have some sort of mental illness that makes them a hazard to themselves or to others. In that case, I have to make a decision regardless of what they think. You have to decide if this is a situation that warrants that. Because you have to live with the consequences and be okay with that.
I always thought that you needed to have a judge. Like make a decision on that.
If it's going to harm someone else, then the laws are. A judge isn't a psychologist or a psychiatrist really. I with what I do, I would have to go to the psychiatrist and have a discussion there because I'm a counselor. I don't have a doctorate. There's still someone above my pay grade. But if it's a legal thing, if I think that they're a danger to themselves, I can have them put in the psych ward, or at least the psychiatrist could.
I could potentially try and ask around first without mentioning specifically Nausicaa.
That's not a bad way to do it if you don't think she's quite to the point where it's a safety issue yet.
Cat's just gonna raise her hand right quick and say, Oscar did tell me last night she was planning on seeing, I think she called him a magister or some shit. I think she was talking about going to see one of them about it. So before doing all that, let's give her a shot to solve her own problem, maybe. I don't know. Y'all are more experts on. No, wait. Let me take that back. She's overconfident. She wouldn't say that. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure which part you mean. All of it?
No, that last part about y'all know more about this than me.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't think it hurts to ask around as though if you can keep it in the theoretic and make it that it's not. Say you read in a book somewhere or something.
If this is truly due to her backlash, then we might all get into that situation at some point. So it might be useful to know how to tune that down somewhat. Not just for Nausicaa now, but for others in the future.
Right. That story seems to work for me.
Yeah, I'll try to make an appointment with one of my, well, magisters.
So, despite me getting my, both feet caught in my mouth, is there anything, and at this time, Julie is done making some food. She gives a bowl to Cat and she'll takes a plate herself. So is there anything else happened recently? Like any news that needs to be shared or something?
I've been thinking about how to deal with Luca. Not sure just how bad it is yet, aside from what we found on Facebook.
What you do is you want to make a big pot of grits, right? And then what you gonna do is gonna throw those on his ass, and then you gonna hit him with the pan.
I'm thinking bigger.
Oh, okay, cool. You need a knife?
I mean, no. What I'm thinking is I'd like to get him back in prison, and that's going to take some twisting and some turning.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Wasn't quite going to your level at this point.
And I think we should have a fairly important discussion before you go all Punisher.
Oh, that's why I'm bringing it up to you guys. I mean, I'm not. Am I hiding anything at this point? No, I'm bringing it up because I thought that I should bounce ideas around and stuff. I'm not just going to go
Julie just points over to Kat and just says, "It was more her indications of what way she wanted to go." That was
yeah. Gotcha.
Look, I made assumptions.
No.
I'm just saying, like.
To be fair, on many levels, the asshole deserves that. Okay, but
I know, but it's kind of the thing with like he may deserve it, but we're better than him. All that stuff.
I mean,
that's
cool.
Go ahead, finish up.
I was just gonna say that's cool, but we can take the moral high ground as much as we want. Motherfuckers still gonna try to exploit that shit. So,
Well, let me clarify. What I'm thinking is, and it is still entirely up for discussion, if it was just me, I mean, so far he doesn't seem to have found me again. Maybe I could just continue what I'm doing and be all right. But it's not just me. He's got a girlfriend. And you know what? If he's got a girlfriend, he's probably going to do it to her too. So what I'm thinking is somehow either A, I need to find out, like, someone like him has probably got a whole history of crimes behind him. Stuff that maybe we can get him put in prison for. Failing that, frame him for something. For something real big, like bigger than what he did to me, because that only got him like 6 years. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I know Nausicaa has some contact in the police. If you need information from that, maybe she could help. If
I just don't want him out here where he can be hurting other people. You know what I mean? That's not cool. I've been through it, and I'm not going to let somebody else go through that too.
How do you want to go about this? Like, I mean, imprisoning him is an option, but he will get out. Perhaps.
That's why the crime needs to be really big.
Well,
Or we could just remove his aggressive tenants.
That would work too. You think you could do something like that? Because that's not my area.
and we still
Not
need
sure.
to find out just how much he's involved with the techno fuckers.
Yeah.
Because they might revert whatever we do to him, and well, if they think that we're a thorn in, well, he's a thorn in your side, they're going to bring him out of prison really quick.
Right. That's definitely a thing too.
Well,
so
not
more
too
information.
long ago, Nausicaa and I had a conversation when it came to people who were involved with, well, them. And I think the two of us kind of agreed to the fact that they can't protect every person that is involved with them, because ultimately there are a lot of people who are just simple employees. So it would be helpful if we know how far his involvement goes with them. I might be able to get inside his head. I would need your help with that, Grace, especially since I would prefer to do it from as large a distance as possible.
What are you thinking? Because, I mean, I'm willing to help, but I don't know what you need.
Mostly information about him, as detailed as possible, which are personality, but also personality traits, history, like anything really, as big as a big of a lifetime story that you can give me.
Well, I can give you everything up. See, considering that we started dating when I was 16, got married when I was 18, married to him for 2 years, 4 years. Oh, let's see, whatever years. I can't remember the story right now. Married to him for a few years, and I mean, I could name so much stuff about him. In fact, I went through a ton of it to Nausicaa.
Mm-hmm.
And I could go over it again if I had to. I really don't want to. But when you're married to someone, when you're married to someone, you kind of learn everything. I can tell you his clothing sizes from 8 years ago. I could tell you what his favorite colors are, what his favorite TV shows were then. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I would need to sit down and think something up. I know my powers over someone's mind have increased somewhat lately, but I do not know to which extent. I don't know if I could like permanently alter stuff. But there's at least an 8-year gap for you. I could potentially try to search his memories for stuff that could incriminate him.
That would be good. That's certainly a start. If nothing else, if we can get evidence for that and then turn it into the cops. The question is how much Zeta's going to try to protect him. That is the main issue. Because if they're not going to protect him, then
I might get into an awful lot of trouble.
Then we have to think differently. Then none of this matters, because if they're going to protect him, they're bigger than we are.
If they're protecting him magically, I'm pretty sure I'll find out if I try my thing.
Nausicaa said when she was trying to find his location, there was some kind of shielding around him and around the girlfriend.
Okay. Yeah, then I would encounter that as well, so...
That's what worries me the most, because he's just a delivery driver as far as we know. But the simple fact is, I mean, okay, he and I are both from Maryland. We both were born there. We both went to school there, right? So how he ended up in New York, just this, I mean, I know how I ended up here. I went to school, I graduated, I got a job here. But for him, he was in prison the whole time.
Yeah, but they know you. And if
they know me.
Your past,
exactly.
And find the connection between the two of you, it's highly likely that they pulled him here.
Exactly. So that's what I'm thinking, is that they might be protecting him only because they think he might be a pawn or a lure.
Or because he's the guy that's getting shit from point A to point B.
Maybe he's particularly good at being a delivery driver. I don't know. But I don't think it's paranoid to assume the worst when it comes to that. They could get 1 million delivery drivers, but that particular one has extra worth.
Yeah, I agree.
So
maybe our first deal is is our first priority in this case being find out what this dude's about, like why he's of use to them?
Try to figure out how deep he is in there so we can guess it, so we can see if how much they're going to protect him. At least have some idea of that. Because if we know that and he's too deep and they're going to protect him, then we have a problem. Well, I have a problem.
No, we got a problem.
I was gonna say it's not a problem if for you guys if you don't want it to be.
No, it still is. So we got this.
Grace is gonna kind of flash a grin to Kat. Kind of a grateful sort of little smile,
Ultimately, we're in this country together. If we don't help each other out, then that will be an issue. So yes, you can count on us.
And she's going to look directly at Ava at that point. After sort of nodding a little bit of appreciation to her as well. And be like, so what if it turns out that the technocracy is in real deep on him, so the only option is to kill him? And it's not my first choice. You can see I don't want to do this. I just want him not to be a problem.
I'm sure we can find another solution.
Uh-huh. Right. And Grace just sort of shrugs and
just remember, like, if you ever go outside and try to, meet him or confront him or anything, I got your back, okay?
I won't be meeting him without somebody else knowing. I promise you that much.
That's the point. But yeah.
Thank you. There's a reason why I'm going out the back door these days instead of out the front, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I do.
Does he still come here? Because he was at the restaurant once, right?
That's where I saw him. I don't know if he still comes here. I haven't gone out the front door since then.
Fair enough.
No.
The thing I'm trying to get at, as far as I know, there are many different ways to shield someone. Like Nausicaa said, she had difficulty locating him from a distance. But maybe if he's close by, he might be less protected. If he's at the restaurant, I might be able to try and do something, because I'll be directly involved with him.
Maybe. I mean, I've given you guys the only picture that I found of him. I mean, Nausicaa posted that thing up.
Mm-hmm.
And I've tried my best to ignore that he's on that stupid poster. But you guys go out the front. So if you see him, obviously, I'm assuming you guys would let me know.
Mm-hmm.
I just know that if I'm seen, it's probably going to be bad. Like, he saw me, and I bolted back out the front door and went down the street into an alley, and he chased after. And he just went on about how he wanted to talk to me and called me some shitty names when I wouldn't come out. Of course, he thought I didn't understand them either because, well, I didn't speak Spanish when I was with him before. Now I do. So I don't know. I was just hoping he didn't associate me with this place directly. Like, maybe I just stopped in to eat and decided against when I saw him.
This is actually interesting. If he is connected to them, and perhaps they do know of this location, but are simply not able to reach it properly.
Oh no.
I don't
That is
know
actually
either.
a good question. I mean, there's really no safe way to infiltrate them, is there?
I don't think for us yet. I think perhaps if all of us are stronger, and we would use a lot of magic, we could perhaps shield an individual so that they could enter. But I'm not sure. It would definitely require a lot of effort. Like, we would need to hide. We would need to fully hide what we are, not just by lying, but with magical powers. And then we would need to make sure that they are not detected, that the magic that we put on someone is not detected, which I really don't know how to do that. Like, I've given it some thought. I think I might know a way to basically magically hide that we are mages. But I don't know if they would be able to pick up on the fact that I use magic. So that I might that like, if for instance I would do this on you, Grace, I might be able to hide the fact that you're mage, but you would still come off as a normal average person, but who does have some magic on that themselves, which
would be a red flag.
yeah. Yeah.
I have considered the idea of maybe disguising myself, which I can do. Whether magically or in a mundane fashion, I can do either one. And going to try to talk to his girlfriend. See if what information might be able to scare up from that. But I'm not dumb enough to do that by myself. And I'm not sure if she could give us anything good anyway. Because there's a good chance she's completely unaware of everything. Believe me, he's very good at hiding his intentions, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and most likely he's getting a lot of help with hiding things.
Mm-hmm. But she was protected too.
Probably because she's the easiest way toward him.
Hey, stupid ass question.
Hmm?
Do we know if either of them are called awakened?
I mean, he didn't show any signs of it when I knew him. And I'd never met her before.
I don't know exactly what Nazca did, but wouldn't that have been visible once she examined them?
The way I understand it, you got to look at someone the right way. Gotta look to see the spark or something else. It's different than just looking at someone's emotional state. I don't know what Nazca did, but sounds like something to consider at least.
Yeah, when she found him, he was like driving in a truck. Like, she was able to see that, but she didn't want to push too hard just in case, like, it was some kind of an alarm shield. You know what I mean?
All right. So what you're saying is we don't know for sure quite yet.
Yeah.
Look, I know it's a improbability, I guess, but past few weeks I've learned that anything is possible, really.
Can't deny that. I had another idea, but I really don't want to use this one.
Kidnap the girl and find out what she knows?
No, that's something I might willingly do, actually, if as long as I wasn't going in by myself and I had a good cover story, you know? Because I can disguise myself really well, and they've never seen any of you guys, as far as I know.
No, he ain't met me. Shit.
Well, it's working under the assumption that he isn't, like, hasn't been briefed on a lot of shit, but
Fair enough.
Been shown pictures and stuff, but like, if we're hoping that that's the case, and he's just
Then you guys disguise too. It's not that hard.
right. Yeah, I suppose.
The other idea I had was actually one that I had that. Well, if we needed a crime to pin on him, and it's a little gruesome, but it's not like the dead will know. I was thinking if we could get a hold of some kind of a body, change it to look like me, and then frame my death on him.
Can anyone do that though?
I don't have the ability yet. We need someone who can. That's a thing.
I've been doing some research into this for no particular reason. Anything?
As Grace and Kat both look sus as hell at this point for even having thought of this.
Yeah, like Julie just looks as though she's like she almost looks as like she's just close to just walking out at this point because she does not want any part of this discussion.
Anything involving dead organic material is going to be covered by the matter sphere.
I've started learning that.
Look, I'm not averse to killing. That's it, but that's not it. But
No, we wouldn't be killing somebody.
I know, and I'm telling you that's not the problem. Like, this is some weird shit to get into. Like, we should.
Wait. Dressing up a dead body is where you draw the line.
No, creating it, warping matter, life itself, to do something is potentially fairly complex stuff. And
okay, once it's a body, there's no life in it anymore.
right. I'm just, it's certain discussions should be probably be considered with a bit more gravity, but hey, that's just my opinion.
Do you really think that I'm not serious about this? That I haven't thought about it and realized that the scenario?
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. But, like,
I think she's more talking about me.
Well, in general, just and myself. Like, I've gotten further than I thought I would.
That's fair.
So.
Well, I do have an issue with the whole idea, though. So, my problem with it is the fact that if we did this, it's not the loss of my old identity. It's the fact that my body would end up being the fake body would end up getting sent to my family because, that's my mom and my dad and my brother. Of course, they're going to get it. And I'm not okay with that.
So let's bring it back here. Can anyone here actually do any of what we're talking about right now?
Not right this minute.
And right now, regardless of possibility of it succeeding or not, we can't do it right now.
Yeah. And we should be going for the whole recon.
Oh, and it's, not right. Yeah.
Recon and stuff, but yeah. I got myself, like, I don't have anything sketchy or anything I need done for the moment, so I'm good. Like, I'm just, preparing and stuff, so.
Preparing for what?
Well, whenever we're going to have to fight again, which I don't like, but we're going to have to defend ourselves, so. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing.
Hey, Ava, I got a stupid ass question for you.
Look at this interesting book. And then she'll look up.
Your mind magic. Does it work on animals? Insects and shit? Things less, things more simple than a human?
I've never tried that before. In a way, they have a mind, but they don't really have. Many animals work on instinct, not on consciousness. So, why? What's your plan?
Look, I have an idea for a couple of experiments that I kind of want to run. Well, okay, you'd call them experiments. I just call them trying some shit out. I'm starting to get better with life magic, but I want to see if it's possible to grant something, if not sentience, then like a higher level of thought, like, you know, smarter than your average bear and shit. Although not an actual bear, because I couldn't get a bear in the chantry.
If we
Right?
want to be a bear.
Thank Christ for that. Julie just says with a little bit of a expression as a little cat.
I mean, I'd be down to get a bear up in this piece, but that's just
Yeah. Let's just stick to the fact that you can't get a bear in here. That's yeah. I think we should make that the focal point. Yeah.
I guess whatever.
I mean, we have a dog and a cat in here.
It's a bear.
We used to have a raven.
Yeah, imagine what happens if the fucking technocracy shows up. They're gonna be like, all right, we're coming in though.
You realize?
Oh my god, why is that a fucking bear? Oh my god, and then they all get
Oh yeah, and we had bees too.
Again, size difference is quite a thing.
Pretty sure if you ask Boris, there would be a way to bring a bear into the chantry.
You're not helping. You are not helping.
I feel that we could do this. I think it could do this.
I agree with Julie, though, that it's a bad idea.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, that also is another set of things that I kind of wanted to bring up. Like, we do have security, yeah, we have things to make sure the chantry is protected, but like we have in terms of like manpower.
We'll grab her book again because this conversation is going in a direction that she prefers not to follow.
Hashtag attack dog training.
Well, honestly, your best bet would probably be to talk to. Well, before I would have said Caleb, but maybe try James.
All right. Could also be useful for our sorties too.
For what?
Sorties, like missions and shit. When we go out and do stuff.
No, I get it. I read the word someplace a long time ago. I just wasn't thinking about that word right then.
Yeah, so look, Ava, if you don't want to, if you're kind of like, yo, I ain't cool with this shit, but fuck you, cat. I get that. That'll just mean I gotta cultivate the experiments and shit on my own. And the knowledge that I need to pull something like this off.
I mean, I'm willing to help out. I've never tried something like this before. So, as much as I'm willing to help out, I would need to think about how I can help out. I don't want to accidentally have a backlash and have the dog give the dog my mind and my mind and the dog's mind in here. You know, I don't want to kind of mess this up royally.
That's fair. Well, I mean, right now I'm still gonna need time to set shit up myself because I wasn't planning on doing like a dog to start out. I was thinking about doing something like. Oh, by the way, is anyone here arachnophobic? I kind of need to know that.
See, I don't think I am. I need to check my sheet.
Rocking a what?
Arachnophobic. She's asking if anyone's afraid of spiders.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I thought so. If you ask Julie, she just shakes her head.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure that, like, if people come into my other room, they ain't gonna freak out when they see what I think I might do.
Well, it depends. Like, I might get a little worried if you're bringing like toxic spiders and shit, but other than that, no problem.
No, I ain't bringing. I ain't gonna bring something poisonous.
All right. I mean that would be, but for obvious reasons, that would be a concern. But
Yeah.
I would like to point out that although I'm not afraid of spiders, the thing I just brought up regarding the dog also goes for spiders. I do not wish to have a spider's mind, nor find myself to be in the body of a spider.
But
That's fair. That's fair. I feel you.
but now I kind of want to see what Ava would look like trying to climb up a wall and spinning, like weaving a web.
Probably failing horribly.
You would, yes. I could attempt to. Oh no, not now. I could try to learn how to give you more legs.
Not helping.
Beautiful. Love it. I love it.
And spinnerets.
I love it.
I can't do it yet. You're safe. Don't worry, Ava.
It's the yet part that I'm worried about.
Am I Elijah? Because I'm still not going to do anything to you without permission. Except maybe heal you. I might heal you without permission. Once I learn how to do that.
You are not Elijah, and Elijah never attempted or even suggested something like that.
No, but he had all the mutant things that seemed to freak you out.
I feel that Animal Kingdom is put together in a way that I am very comfortable with. But then again, who am I to judge someone else's magic? Obviously, it worked out for him.
That's true. It did. I was just kidding you, Ava. I'm never going to give you spider's legs. Definitely not without permission.
I know.
Okay then.
Wonder if we can give a spider wings though. That'd be the shit.
Oh, that would be kind of scary for some people, I think.
I got this.
Would that not be a breach of silence?
well, there are
Only if it leaves the chantry.
well, there are actually some flying spiders. They're not native to New York, but there are some spiders with wings. There are a few of them, but they're rare. I think they're primarily in Africa.
All right, so I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm getting hype as fuck about this. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna keep reading because I'm getting close to working out. Being I don't know what the fuck it's called. I think it's an apprentice of life. I think that's what y'all call that shit. Whatever. I'm gonna figure that out. I'm gonna start doing shit. I'm gonna see y'all later. And she's gonna go, as Kat has once again shown that she's vastly more creepy than she really, really presents as immediately.
It's okay, so did Grace. Like she
As,
wasn't at all worried about the
as she
thing you said.
leaves, Julie would just look after her and just say, "So the time traveler who's gonna come from a future time and tell us that we should stop her right now. It's gonna land in 3, 2, 1. She looks around. Nope, apparently not. I would have thought that. So we're okay with her doing this? We should let her do this?
I mean,
Creating
right now she's just researching.
Right. Sure. Nothing wrong with just research.
To my, well, as far as I know, I highly doubt that anyone here has developed skills enough to give ourselves or spiders wings. So,
Here's to hoping.
I agree.
I mean, to be honest, though, spiders with wings would be. I mean,
Pretty
well,
terrifying.
well, they'd be kind of creepy, but it would like if they're still normal spider size, then they might just think it's a different species that hasn't been discovered yet.
Depends on the type of wings.
True. If you'd picked a more discreet kind of wings.
I was going to get up from her chair and grab a coffee.
And Julie's just gonna say, so, yeah, I'll be in the temple for the next while. If any of you need me, just come find me, okay?
Okay.
And she begins to head off. And the player will go to sleep.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Yeah. Grace just kind of looks down at this ball of black fluff that's in her lap, probably asleep, having stuffed herself with milk.
Yeah, I was sitting at the table, drinking coffee, and kind of holding the books. You're not necessarily reading just yet, but
I'm gonna say this just so I've said it to you. And I want you to understand that, you know, like it's still us, Team Chantry versus Team World. Regardless, but I just need to say something to you, okay?
and Ava will kind of place the book on the table, like kind of holding her finger in between pages, so she knows where she was, where she left off.
Yeah, Grace knows that trick. You hurt my feelings the other day. I didn't walk into this by choice any more than any of the rest of us did. And we've all kind of went to extreme lengths to get you back. And that included the fact that I ended up killing somebody. And the simple fact is, Ava, I would do it again if it meant getting you back. Because you are more important than any of them. Now, you don't have to like that. But I'm going to ask that you not call me names. Because that's not murder. I didn't go out there and plan to kill somebody. It's self-defense when they're coming at you, when all you're trying to do is unkidnap your friend. Well, maybe we're not friends, but you know what I mean.
In court, when you hit someone with your car, they still call it murder.
Are you a lawyer?
I'm not saying that you did it on purpose, but I disagree with your statement that my life is better than that of any of them.
I didn't say better.
A life is a life.
I said it's worth more to me. I didn't say it was better. Only you know if your life is better. I don't get to choose that for you.
Ultimately, all lives are the same. There's no one born as a better being.
Really? Well, some of us, don't start hurting people just because they're weaker than the others. You can go on and on about that if you want, and that's fine. Like, I will respect your opinion forever, but the simple fact is, and I get that you've been through a lot. I do. Like, you're the only one here that I know of that's had to deal with clones. And the question of, do they have souls? Do they not? I mean, the whole thing is just kind of, it's totally out of my area. And it's probably out of your area too.
We're all coming up. God damn it.
But you're not alone in dealing with this. Like, we're not as deep in it as you are, but we're still in it. We were there when we found you with your sisters. We're the ones who came there to get you. Because we cared enough.
I appreciate that. Don't get me wrong.
Sure you do.
Whoa.
I think if you
sarcastic as fuck. Like,
that's because it was.
Okay. I was like, I wanted to peony that, but if I'm just correct, that's fine. I will take this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, she's trying to just get everything said now and then try to move on, basically. So yeah, she's like, yeah, sure you are, because, and then from there she would just continue with, because that's the first time you've mentioned anything remotely near gratitude. How long has it been? And I haven't heard a single thank you or I appreciate that you did this. No, it's all been, you should have left me there, or you should have not done that, or whatever. There's not been one thank you that I've heard. Or anything remotely close. So
I thank you for coming after me. But I do think that all of you put yourself at risk.
Yeah, we did.
You should not have done that. And I will stay to that. Despite the fact that I'm grateful.
And despite the fact that you said you would have done the same thing when I asked you?
Yes.
Right. Okay, so basically you're one big contradiction?
Perhaps so.
No, it seems pretty clear that you are. And that's fine. Like, everyone has to go through that thing where you're trying to understand yourself or get what's going on in your head. I would just appreciate you not trying to bring, well, I mean, I'm probably not the only one whose feelings you hurt that day.
Very well. Anything else?
No.
Okay.
Wait, well, maybe. She kind of ponders a second.
Lower the book back on the table again. You know what? Let me actually make a I guess that would be appearance subterfuge roll.
That's fine. You can be annoyed. You can try to hide your annoyance.
Yeah, basically just to remain like, as passive in her facial expressions as she possibly can.
Grace is honestly not watching very closely at this point, for all that she totally is really good at that usually. She's just kind of, she's doing this for her own mental health because it's been just sort of boiling in her for a little while. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So she's trying to be as constructive with it as possible, as instead of just like screaming. Well, I guess my thing is, and it seems like you've been very short with me. Every time I've seen you lately, you're a little snarky or a little whatever, and it all just kind of led up to that argument. Like I said, I know you have a lot going on. But if just in case that isn't what it was, I mean, have I done something to offend you?
No, you have not.
Okay. Because I realize not everybody wants a shrink, like paying attention, like asking them questions all the time. And I've tried to tone that back. Because if you want it, if that's something you guys want, then I assume somebody will come and say, "Hey, can we talk?"
I presume so, indeed. Yeah.
All right. So then maybe just think about how you present yourself a little bit. Because I don't understand why it is that if I've done nothing wrong, then why is it that you would behave that way?
I will try to keep it in mind for the future.
Okay. That's it, I think. Unless you have something you need to say while we're clearing the air here. Or at least while I'm clearing the air.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Then, I think I'm gonna go put this one on. Well, apparently it's nap time. As she tries to pick up this fur ball without, moving her too much, or moving him too much, so he wakes up. And say probably eventually gets him up on her, like propped up on her shoulder or whatever. And yeah, with a little bit of a wave, because she's not trying to be rude or anything, she'll turn to leave and like let you do your reading.
Yep, I will. Actually, she'll pretend to continue the reading, but especially now that she's alone, she'll just more like staring blankly at the paper, at the book, at the pages. That was the word. And yeah, I think with that we can end the scene. Thank you, players, for playing and watchers for watching. This was another scene for Living World of Darkness, the Mage venue.